great quarterbacks in the game. SEC's Player of the Year with Kerryon Johnson, the running back, and 14 all AAC and all SEC first-team players. So I can imagine we're getting a lot of calls from pro scouts to come to this game with all the great talent that's going to be on the field. And I guess the interesting thing is the Auburn D has not given up more than 28 points this season. The UCF offense has not scored less than 31 points. So something's got to give. Let me tell you a little bit about our bowl game. We are New Year's Six bowl game. We'll lead into the semifinals, the Rose and the Sugar, on January 1st. We play at 12:30 in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. We're one of the most competitive bowl games in the country. 53% of our games have been decided by a touchdown or less, and we're expecting another close, exciting game in this matchup as well. The per-team payout for the teams will be $4 million with an additional $2 million for team expenses, so $6 million will go to each team in a payout. And lastly, something that we're really humble about but proud of, we were founded back in 1968, as I said, it's our 50th bowl game, as a bowl built for charity, to give back to the community. We've held that close in our mission for all these years, and we're the #1 bowl game in charitable donations out of all the bowl games. Since 2002, we've given over $22 million to charity that could have fallen into our reserves, but we've given back to the community that supported us. And to that tune, we'll give a $100,000 donation to the UCF president at the bowl game this year as a donation for them playing in our Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. As I mentioned, we only have 1,000 tickets left. Central Florida is still calling us about tickets. They've sold through their original allotment faster than any Group of 5 team has ever sold out of their tickets. So I know the UCF Knights are excited. We are excited. So with that, what I'd like to do is provide Athletic Director Danny White with the official invitation to come play in the 50th anniversary of the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. I hope he'll accept. Danny.
Gladly accept. Thank you, Gary. Enthusiastically accept. We couldn't be more excited, certainly, about the season we had. Just a magical season. Going undefeated in any season is remarkable, but to do it in a year when we had rescheduled games, the national disaster that affected our entire region, the way our team responded to that, it was, I think, a historic season that we'll all remember for many years to come. UCF has unbelievable potential. I think those in the room that live locally know that. I walk the halls of the football building and I see a graphic that we were in the Fiesta Bowl, the BCS Bowl as we called them at that time. We were the youngest program to play in a BCS bowl game or to win a BCS bowl game by 35 years, I think the number is. We have risen very, very fast in a short period of time. We're catching up on a century of tradition in a lot of cases on programs that have a head start on us, but it doesn't change the fact that we're the fastest growing university and the fastest growing city in America with the very best recruiting base. The sky's the limit for what we can do to build this football program, and this season is another huge milestone in our growth. I want to thank Scott Frost and his staff. I want to thank our players for their commitment to make this thing happen, to turn a program around from 0-12 to 12-0 in 2 years is unbelievable. We are way ahead of schedule. A lot of young guys. As a self-proclaimed basketball guy, although I wasn't much of a basketball guy, I can tell you I don't know nearly as much about football as I do about basketball, but I've never seen as many young first and second year players contribute at the level that they contributed here this season. It's just unbelievable what was accomplished with a young team. So we couldn't be more excited about the Peach Bowl and certainly the future of UCF football and UCF athletics in general. So with that, I'll turn it over to Scott Frost.
It's an honor to be invited to this game. These players have poured their hearts out to try to accomplish a lot this year, and it's a group that is special in a lot of ways, special in their unity, in their commitment to being great. There's been a lot of circumstances swirling around this season, and those have been tough to navigate, but the guys have done an unbelievable job with that. They've earned the right to to play in this game, have this opportunity, and I'm grateful that we have a chance to give them the best possible chance that they have to put on a good show in Atlanta and hopefully win a football game.
Thanks, Coach. Gary, you want to talk about the bowl week experience?
Yeah, a little bit about everything that we do is a bowl game, and I think one of the reasons why we've been able to ascend to become one of the New Year's 6 bowl games and host the semis every 3 years, and this year we'll also host the national championship game with our partners in Atlanta. We view this as a reward for the players. You know, everything we do is built around those guys that have worked their butts off winter, spring, summer, and fall to make it to this undefeated season and to get the invite to the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. So we think we have one of the better bowl experiences in the country. We have a theme we use, which is live, laugh, and learn. We want the players to live great. They're going to stay in nice hotels, eat great food like Chick-fil-A and other great food. They're going to get great gifts. But we want them to laugh as well. So we have a battle for Bowl Week where we have a WWE wrestling belt that weighs about 40 pounds. And every night there's a competition that the players will compete against each other, against Auburn, in different competitions every night. And then we give the winner of the weekly competitions the Battle for Bowl Week belt. We want them to learn. There's 2 things that we do that really during the holiday season are really important to us. One is Children's Health Care, which is a huge partner of ours. There are kids in that hospital that won't get home for Christmas, and they'll never get home. And so to see the players interact during the holiday season, giving of their time to these kids, is awfully important to us. And secondly, maybe the second best thing that we do, other than the bowl game, is we'll take the kids to Martin Luther King Ebenezer Baptist Church, where Dr. King actually spoke from the pulpit. And we'll put both teams in there, which is unusual for a bowl game, but they both sit in that church. And we have Congressman Lewis, who at 19 years old was in charge of the student movement in the civil rights movement back in the 60s for Dr. King, and led, if you've ever seen the movie Selma, led the march across the Selma Bridge. And he can talk to these kids when he was 19 years old about leadership. And then we have Ambassador Young, Andy Young, who was the right arm to Dr. King, and also C.T. Vivian. And they'll hear from them at the Martin Luther King Ebenezer Baptist Church, and be able to ask questions. And that's a history lesson. These kids weren't even born during the civil rights movement, and what's going on in our society today, we think it's a great lesson, because they are student athletes, to be able to learn something during that week. So live, laugh, and learn is our theme. We'll have a great week, and we've got a video to, I know you guys are turned a little bit backwards, but if you can see the screen, we'll show a short video as to what the activities will be during the week and what the players will enjoy.
Congratulations on an incredible season, and welcome to the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. Above all else, the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl is the ultimate reward for your New Year's 6 bowl appearance and the culmination of an incredible season. Our bowl week is designed with you in mind. It's meant to create memorable experiences and give you a chance to live, laugh, and learn while in Atlanta. You've got a lot to look forward to as you become the stars of the show in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl's very special 50th anniversary game. At the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, we're all about competition. So before the big game, we'll have a little fun with our Battle for Bowl Week. The Battle for Bowl Week will pit players from each team against each other in a series of competitions at several of the Bowl Week events. Daily battles will all lead to one team taking home the coveted Battle for Bowl Week championship belt. Your Bowl Week experience starts with a trip to Andretti Indoor Karting and Games for the first competition, full throttle go-karting. And at your team's hotel, the battle continues with shooting some hoops in our basketball challenge. Later in the week, you'll visit the College Football Hall of Fame, where you'll get a great meal and enjoy a private tour of the facility, taking in all the interactive elements and dive deep into the heritage and tradition of college football. There you'll compete in a pair of competitions, including our famous Football Fuse game show event where the Battle for Bowl Week belt will be awarded. And keep in mind, the winner of the belt has gone on to win the game in 6 of the last 7 years. And when you're not taking part in our planned Bowl Week activities, you can just relax and enjoy some time in your exclusive Players Hospitality Suite, created just for you. One of the more meaningful activities during Bowl Week will include a very special trip to a local children's hospital, where just a few moments of shared time will brighten the lives of some of your biggest fans. Another event unique to the Chick-fil-A Beach Bowl and a highlight of the week is a trip to the Martin Luther King Jr. Center, where you'll learn about the civil rights movement from the men who walked with Dr. King. And we didn't forget why you're really here. To cap off your week, you'll hit the field of the newest and best stadium in the world for a New Year's Six bowl game against a top-ranked opponent. The atmosphere in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium will be electric. We've got a busy week planned for you, and we hope you enjoy the journey as you live, laugh, and learn your way through Bowl Week in Atlanta. So be prepared for the experience of a lifetime as you get set to play on a national stage in one of the country's most elite bowl games, helping us celebrate our golden season of Chick-fil-A Beach Bowl.
So it's going to be an outstanding week, great hospitality for all the fans and administration and families as well. And to play in Mercedes-Benz Stadium, which will host the national championship this year, the Super Bowl next year, and the Final Four the year after. It's the best state-of-the-art, world-class facility in the world, and it'll be full and an electric crowd. So we're excited. Danny, you and Scott